Dear friends, one of my partners has also joined this particular session. His name is Mr. Navin Mani. So I request you to ask some questions to this lady.
Right. Thank you, John sir. Good day to all of you. It's a privilege to have this opportunity to speak and meet with you. And as you know, we are very privileged also to have these two lovely ladies from
Young
the
ladies.
UK, young ladies from the UK who have joined us and is helping us out make this video. Now, I know that both of you are from the UK and particularly from Oxford. And I know Oxford is well known, or at least some of the people that I admire are from there. Authors that I really enjoy, particularly Lewis Carroll, and more importantly, I think C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien. They're all from that very prominent, prestigious place in the UK. So I would really like to hear you say something more about your hometown. Would you speak to us about the UK?
Yes, I'd be delighted to.
About Oxford, right?
About Oxford,
yeah,
right.
right.
Okay.
Yes, I'd be delighted to. Thank you, Navin. I live in Oxford. I've been living in Oxford now for almost 40 years. And it is a very beautiful city. And of course, it's unique. It's known throughout the world because, of course, it is perhaps the seat of all learning. Its university, which I believe is made up of 37 separate small colleges, gives it a very unique atmosphere. Of course, those who studied at Cambridge would lay claim to exactly the same reputation. And of course, there is great rivalry between those two universities.
But they're both the most prominent and most recognized of the
in
universities
the world, I
in
would
the world,
say.
yeah,
Yes.
and even in the UK.
Yes, certainly in the UK, and of course in America is Harvard and Yale, and Princeton, etc. But yes, in the UK, these are very, very excellent academic institutions. Because most of the colleges are very old, some of the buildings are 1,000 or 1,200 years old.
Wow, that's incredible.
The architecture is extremely beautiful. The stone that's used for building there is a Cotswold stone. And the Cotswolds is an area in the countryside outside of Oxford City. And the stone is a very mellow yellow colour. So you can find yourself perhaps in evening, just as the light is changing and twilight is appearing, that the buildings look the most beautiful, creamy, yellowy colour.
Wow.
It is lovely, it really is. The City Council too is very keen to preserve these buildings in as good a standard as possible. This means that, vehicles are prohibited from certain parts of the city so that there is no pollution from diesel fumes and motor cars, this sort of thing. Each university has its own chapel or place of worship. The windows in some of these chapels and churches are quite incredible.
You can imagine stained glass windows.
They are beautiful. And I would love it one day if yourself, Navin, and you, John sir, would come to the UK and I could show you some of the delights of our city.
It just so happens, last year we had an invitation to attend the 50th wedding anniversary of our dear friends, and it was just that we were unable to break free for that time. So thank you again, and we would actually cherish the opportunity to visit with you sometime.
Can I just say then that I will not accept a no for my 60th wedding anniversary?
Oh, absolutely not.
But then I will be able to show you the delights of Oxford.
Wonderful.
But I was going to say, Oxford is the learning capital, if you like, of the UK. But many people also go there as tourists just to look around this beautiful city and admire the architecture, not there especially for the
There's
education.
a church also in the middle of the center.
There is
center of that
cathedral.
Yes, we have a cathedral
in Oxford, right?
Yes. And because, although we're a very small city, probably only the size of Mavelikara, we do have a cathedral, and so we're known as a cathedral city. A town will only become a city if there is a cathedral.
Wow.
Oh, is
Yeah.
it? Right.
Yeah.
And I can imagine that there would be a lot of students from India. I myself do know a few students that have actually studied out of
Yes.
Oxford.
I believe your great Gandhi
Gandhi,
studied
yeah.
in
Yeah.
Oxford. Many great. One of your authors, V.S.
Naipaul?
Naipaul,
yeah.
I believe he
Yeah.
studied there too. And there is, of course, a tradition of authors who have come there and become they are dons of the colleges and teach students. So
Our
yes,
previous Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, was a product of London School of Economics.
he was okay.
Is it a bit close to that?
Well, that is actually in London itself, and we are about an hour from Oxford. From Oxford to London takes about 1 hour in the car. Although you can imagine, traffic is very heavy. It's going into our capital city, so often it can take a little longer. But we're very close. And although there is so much cultural activity available in the capital, we also are very blessed in Oxford with lots and lots of musicians, theatres, drama. There is almost every night you can listen to a concert.
I've seen in certain programs where you have what they call as carnivals that happens that imitate medieval times.
Pageants.
Pageants is
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah.
Jerry.
Well, in my small village, every year there is a pageant. I come from a place called Templecombe, which is very famous for the Knights of Templar crusades. It is said, legend, that there is a golden table buried in the fields there.
Oh.
But every year, people gather in a field close by, and they dress in the styles of the medieval people.
Oh.
They have mock battles with jousting, and flying with fly their eagles,
So they're
and
on horseback?
yes, and other sports. And they some of the ladies make food that was perhaps eaten in the medieval times. But this is a medieval pageant.
Would I get to meet Robin Hood if I came?
No,
No?
not there.
And-
He wasn't a knight of the Crusades.
No, but I think he belonged to the same time period.
But he belonged to Nottingham.
Nottingham
Yes.
and Sherwood.
Which
And
is
Sherwood Forest,
a long
Sherwood
way
Forest.
away.
And
Yes.
you lovely ladies are wearing green like the merry men
Aha!
of
yes.
Robin Hood, yes?
Maid Marian.
Marion Friar Club. Yeah.